On Saturday, July 12th, we're going to see a promotion, Ring 3, that will feature as a headliner Edgar Berlanga taking on Hamza Sheerz, a co-main event of Shakur Stevenson taking on William Zepeda. Then we'll also see Alberto Puello taking on Sabril Matias. These fighters are fighters that are going to be a part of a pay-per-view event broadcast on Dazn. Now, Golden Boy Promotions is putting this together. This is a Ring Magazine showcase. We'll also see other fighters that we're familiar with, such as David Morrell in his return to the ring after he suffered a loss to David Benavidez. Now, when we talk about what's been projected as the main event, many people felt like it shouldn't necessarily be the main event, but it is. Berlanga taking on Hamza Sheerz. Sheerz just had a title shot in February of this year where he dropped a split decision in Riyadh season against champion Carlos Adames at the middleweight division for the WBC title. Now Berlanga, he had faced Saul Canelo Alvarez back in September of 2024 where he lost a unanimous decision. He since returned to the ring in March of this year and had an easy one-round destruction over Jonathan Gonzalez-Ortiz. For some reason, Berlanga feels that he has earned a place of consideration in the sport in this super middleweight division where he's the man outside of Canelo Alvarez. I have yet to see much of that where I can give him that type of accolade. And Hamza Sheerz getting this opportunity at Berlanga is quite interesting within itself because his loss to Adames, I felt like that was something where they didn't prepare properly for the Adames that showed up. And that was the best that Adames looked to me in his career. And he should have gotten a decision. It should be a loss for Sheerz. So they spared him. Now, there's a possibility that when these two come together, that Berlanga could be better than Sheerz. I mean, he is a career super middle. Sheerz is moving up from the middleweight division. Will he be stronger? It's yet to be seen. But it's a very interesting scenario. Now, in a fight that should be the main event, Shakur Stevenson is taking on, finally, William Zepeda. This is a fight that had been talked about for the past couple of years, to believe it or not. And Zepeda has finally decided to go ahead and step in. Golden Boy has finally decided to put the Mexican in with Shakur, but not before taking 2 fights against Tevin Farmer, another southpaw, where Ppv need to have insurance of fighting a good southpaw before stepping in against Shakur. Now, Shakur has had some issues himself where he's been on the show, but his February victory over Josh Padley saw him stop Padley, and the last time he was in the ring was against Artem Harutyunyan, and that was in July of 2024. So these two are finally going to face one another. The ages are right. Ppv's 29, Shakur's 28. They're entering primes. Both are southpaws. Ppv has a high work rate. Shakur has very good defense and a high ring IQ. It remains to be seen if his hands will hold up, because he's had hand issues. But I expect this to be, if not the fight of the night, the next two the fight of the night, because we have something else brewing when we look at the fact that Alberto Puello is putting his WBC super lightweight title on the line against Subriel Matias. Now, the Dominican and Puello is looking to get something going, because his last fight, a split decision win back in March over Sandor Martin, found him closely losing almost, but he won. Matias is bouncing back after dropping a June 2024 unanimous decision loss to Liam Perro. He has had 2 victories since then, with his most recent fight against Gabriel Valenzuela in March of this year. So the Puerto Rican is looking to become a world title holder again, possibly with a victory over Puello. Now, they're close in height, with Puello being 5'9.5" and Matias being 5'8". They both have a 71-inch reach, and Matias is the elder man at 33. So, will Puello be able to box for the entire fight? Or will Matias break him down systematically or psychologically? It remains to be seen. It's a good fight, but I don't know if Puello is ready to defend. We know that he chased the title and looked toward becoming a world champion, and when you're hungry like that, sometimes you perform better, but it's defending, as Matias has found out twice now with 2 losses on his record, and he has decided that he really wants to go for it again. I think that this is a great chance for all parties involved to showcase their talents, because Turki Al-Sheikh has some good stuff lined up for the victors. Even those who may lose will have other opportunities, because the Ring magazine, Riyadh season cards showcase fighters fighting the best. It doesn't matter if you have losses on your record. It doesn't matter if you're coming off of a loss. What matters is keeping the fighters busy, competitive, and paying them well for it. So we're going to see how this all shakes out. But I believe that at the end of the day, maybe the Shakur Stevenson fight against Ppv, there could be an opportunity for an upset if Ppv believes in himself. Shakur is going to be facing someone that's going to give him a different type of a test. And I'm not saying he can't pass the test, but it's always a pleasant thing to be able to see a fighter get tested and persevere, come through, and be able to show another wrinkle in their game as they go forward with their careers. Ppv, that first fight with Tevin Farmer, was a split decision. I felt like Tevin won that fight. Tevin has been in some tough situations as of late, even being stopped in his most recent fight against Kid Austin. So, this is a card. It'll be Dazn Pay-Per-View, Saturday, July 12th. And I do believe that these men are going to perform. Hamza Sheerz had better fight with some spirit, because otherwise the bully and Edgar Berlanga is gonna bully him right on out of there. It remains to be seen. You just don't know. This is why you have to tune in. We could talk about it and break it down here and there and what have you, but if these fighters have some type of block in their mind that we don't know of, intimidation, apprehension, lack of confidence, any of those things, which are intangibles, they could arise during the opportunity for the event to take place. Otherwise, you could always just say this guy will win or that guy will win. You just never know. But what do you guys think? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about this card. Who do you have in the matchups? And how do you think at the end of the day everything is going to shake out? Do you think that Shakur Stevens can make a statement against Ppv, since people are giving him crap about whether or not he can really defeat a fighter that pressures and comes after him and that's going to challenge him? Leave comments and let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.